Happy New Year. That's right. Happy New Year, guys. Happy New Year. You guys had a good one. Not a lot of people here today, huh? Because they're all still sleeping, I guess.
They stayed up too late.
That's right.
You guys, what did you? Oh, God, Chris. Over the last 2 weeks, you guys have had a spike in touchbacks.
Yeah.
I've noticed, as opposed to, I think you guys started the year 1 or 2 a game. I think you guys had 7 the last 2 games combined.
Yeah.
Is that part of facing some different returners, or is that part of a philosophical shift? Or?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think when you go into games, you kind of figure out some different alternate styles of kicks that you can show on film, things that you can do, things that you can hide, and it's just a combination of just going into the week, figuring out what we're good at, where we want to be at, changing up Andy's footwork a little bit, seeing where he's at with this weather, and just kind of going from there. So it's all feel. It's all like going through the week, and it's kind of how we're feeling game day and go from there.
How much did you like to see the response after the fake punt the first time?
Yeah.
3-yard game, then right back.
Yeah, that was a heck of a call by the Jets to run that, and I thought Schooler almost got it, but I wish I could have prepared them better in that situation. But props to our team and showing how just resilient they are. They run another one in the second possession, and our guys were ready. They were locked in, adjusted very well to the formation they gave us, and they stopped that one. So I was really, really pleased to see our guys do that and take ownership and just take over that part of it and turn over the ball and give us the ball on the 50-yard line.
It seemed like Brendan suspected something before halftime against the same. Can you give us some context on what exactly kind of triggered maybe some of that suspicion and what happened?
Yeah, just again, he just has really good antennas, and we were aware, obviously in a game like that, with a lead like that, you're always aware of fakes that could happen. That's why I always say, we gave up that fake, but a lot of it to me was coaching. Just got to be better at communicating to our guys on the sideline, because if I would have, I think, Schooler does a job of just maybe batting that ball down or even intercepting. He's not a tad bit late on it, but that's really my fault at the end of the day. But yeah, on the second one, his antennas were on. We had been working a very similar formation all week, and they were able to see it right off the bat, make the adjustment, and then stop the second one. So I was pleased to see that.
On the kickoffs that the Jets did return, just how do you feel like you guys covered those?
Well, I did very well. I mean, that's the number one kickoff return team in the NFL right now, and they got 2 really dynamic returners, and that was a huge challenge for our guys after the Buffalo game and going into a couple of weeks of covering. Like, hey man, we got to pick it up and get some momentum going into the playoffs. And I thought our guys rise to the occasion. They took the coaching from the week. They went out there and they executed themselves, and they put on a good show, I thought, and was very pleased to see that.
But mechanically, where you're at the side, great team or non-great team,
Yeah.
for lack of a better term, how does that work? Because you got to sort of, third, whatever.
Yes. Yeah, you got to have both teams ready. Yeah, you just got to be very good at communicating on the sideline, like whether you're going to use the great team or you're going to use your punt return team, and always kind of have 2 or 3 calls in mind that you can call based on down and distance. That's kind of how I do it throughout the week, and then based on what the team's showing throughout the week, and then score, situation, all that plays a factor throughout the game. You just got to be prepared to do it and be very good about communicating that on the sideline.
So in that situation, like Corey, Barmore, KC, I think, is on there. Like those guys, you're like, hey, I might need you here, but I might not.
Exactly. But most of the time they're on the field too. So you got to have the guys on the sideline keyed in on that, and then the signaling that you're doing helps those guys as they're trying to run off the field. They see the signal to stay on the field and go from there. Schooler, your captains are the ones that kind of communicate on and off the field like that.
Looked like Elijah Ponder had a block that was kind of similar to one of the first preseason games where he got just enough of the guy to make sure that he could set up Dearness Johnson's return.
Yeah.
Can you kind of tell us how he's continued to grow in terms of his technique as the season's going?
The biggest thing with Ponder is I think he's really grown from a practice habit standpoint. I think his practice habits have gotten so much better, and he's been taking the coaching from the meeting room, like where he was making mistakes that early in the season, and really worked on it throughout the week. And because of that, he's gotten better week to week and developed more week to week. So I'm very pleased with that. Like beginning of the year, there's little things, penalties, and just little things of how to practice like a pro. And I think he's really taking ownership of that, and it's made him a better player because of it.
Coach Vrabel said yesterday that you and Tom kind of pitched Jalen Hawkins to him a little bit, or said how selfless he was. What was that coming from you guys? What did you like about Jalen?
Well, like the rest of this team right now, in my opinion, like one of the most unselfish teams I've ever been on, from top to down. The best players on our team, like I could ask Matt Collins, Stephon Diggs, I could ask all those guys to do something, and they'd do it. Like they just do it because they wanted to help the team out. And Jalen Hawkins fits that category. I knew when Vrabel came here, how he talked about what he was trying to build. The first guy that came to my mind was Jalen Hawkins. Like Jalen Hawkins would play 4 core. He'll play every play on special teams right now and play 100% of snaps on defense. Like he just do it because he cares so much. that's the kind of guy he is. And he did it for me last year while he was playing safety, and he's never missed a meeting. He never missed his practice. I mean, there's nothing bad I can say about the guy. Like, there's really not. And that, to me, personifies this team right now, a bunch of guys like him who are selfless. And that's why, when I was asked the opinion of that, when that time came around this past season or all season, I was like, Coach, this is a no-brainer. Like, you're going to love this guy, whether he's playing special teams or defense. Like, you're going to want this guy on the team. And I'm glad for him. It's not equated to a lot of special teams because he's playing 100% of snaps, and that's great for me. That's what I'm hopeful those guys all play defense and all play offense one day, and they're all special teams. That's like the goal of mine. And to see him doing what he's doing right now, and I'm very pleased and excited for him, and he's earned every right.
Sure. We didn't get to talk to you after the Ravens game. There was the fake punt.
Mm-hmm.
I'm curious what you learned from that. What's the message to the guys on the punt team? Like, why this worked, why this didn't work?
Yeah, I mean, you always go, when you work for certain fakes, you hope to get a certain look that you like. And I thought the Ravens did a phenomenal job of covering the look that we wanted. And Tay made a decision to start just run with it instead of doing what we wanted to do. And that's something that you just got to work on and learn from and growth. Like, it's a growth mindset. Like, teams are going to have good plans against you. And sometimes you got to be risky. And we were being risky in that situation, and it didn't pay off in that moment. But I think at the end of the day, it shows that, from top down, from our head coach to our players, man, we're going out there and win games. Like, we're going to be risky. We're going to try things, and they're not always going to work out. And if they don't work out, learn from it, build from it, and don't let it happen again. And then come up with a better fake next time. That works. Yeah.
Mark, can get you out of that? Like, yeah, this is what's called.
Yeah, like there's certain things, but sometimes you just say, hey, go do it. Just go be a football player. And like I said, I just shows that our team, we're not scared to call certain things. We're gonna be aggressive in every game that we call, and I'm gonna game plan that way because Coach Vrabel wants me to game plan that way, and I'm gonna continue to do that and not be scared to make calls and things like that because of I'm trying to help the team. At the end of the day, we're trying to help the team, and I'm excited that we're aggressive in that mindset.
CJ Dupree gets his first game action, I think, last week.
Yeah.
How did he show up at the film review?
He did a good job, man. He's a guy that's waited very patiently throughout the whole year of just sitting back, giving us a great look on the scout team, and he's taking advantage of that, and hopefully he continues to develop and get better because he's one of those guys that we tagged in the draft as a guy that could probably help on teams once he develops, and he's doing that day by day.
What traits does he bring?
Well, tight ends, they're especially on kickoff return now, you need those bigger bodies that can block. They're bigger bodies. He moves well. He can block in space because he's a tight end. And a big body for punt, things like that you need. And he moves very well. He's got the size and length to be able to cover up outside backers and linebackers, things like that. And you're looking for those type of guys on special teams.
All right.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Have a good one.
Thank you.